in the same week. Yesterday was the yeshuva of my father. It was maybe Rahmat Kula. It was maybe not only one of the biggest yeshuvot. It was a yeshua in not only different ways. It was maybe the only yeshuva in the community that all the rabbis from the community appears, and any synagogues that was exist in the community, any synagogues, or Natan, Bet Gabriel, Jamaica State, Jamaica Mistakes, any synagogues you want. It was representative of Rabbi Aminov, Rabbi Nasir. All the rabbis came. It was speeches from 8 to 8:20 until 9:45. Each rabbi spoke. It was incredible ways to make yeshuva. Be'emet, and you know the food was buffet. I made beautiful food. I mean, from the Miken, Oshpelo, Sevo, whatever, Oshpelo, Gushgushe. I gave the Bukharim what the Bukharim need, but it was a buffet. It didn't cost so much money. Be'emet, it was compared to what normal people spend, was maybe 10%. 10% from a regular yeshuva. 10% with this argument and fighting and whatever. You know, let's just be one community, one family, one people. Baruch Hashem. If this is so, this is the zechut of my father. My father was always a peace person, a peacemaker. My father was always a person that loved every Jew. So much that one of the stories that I remember that I heard doing the Shiva, I never knew it. We had a neighbor by the name, this is my brother, Rav Ronen. Almighty God will give Rav Ronen long and healthy and happy life. Let us say amen. To raise his children, the Torah, the Chuppah, ולמעשים טובים. Rabbi Ronen starts, listen to this, the power of Tefillah and the blessing of the Tzaddik. Rabbi Ronen started, I believe, 5 years after me to have children. When I had 3 children, he had none. And then he came to Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, and he said, Rabbi Shimon, if you're going to give me a child, I will call him Shimon. His first baby, his name is what? Shimon Chaim. Chaim is life. Shimon corresponds to Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. 5 years later, Avner, how many children I have? You know me too good. How many children I have? 5, beautiful. How many children my brother have? 9 children. A minute that Rabbi Shimon opened the gate, he opened the gate. Chutzpah, he came. He started 5 years later. I said, you know, at least when you're coming in, you have to let me know. You have to ask permission. I'm older from you. This is the young generation, Chutzpanim. He moved in and he starts. I told my wife, listen, you're sleeping. What exactly happened?
You got any sandals, Rabbi? You got any sandals?
No, not. This is another chutzpah. Don't put salt in open wound. Muna Badanov, don't make balagan jangamasi. Don't make. You make it, Mrs. Badanov, your husband is making balagan.
It's not too late for him.
Okay. He said number 10 chudachat. He's going to give me. Now I need to pray for number 10, you know. הוא שאל אותי אם אני הייתי סנדק. אמרתי לו, חוצפה אחת שהתחלת 5 שנים אחרי זה ועקפת אותי בגדול. חוצפה שנייה שאף פעם לא הבאת לי סנדק. אוקיי, אמרתי לו, מספר 10? נכון, אתה אמרת את זה. אוקיי, הנה. We have enough witnesses. בעזרת השם.
אולי גם אני אוכל לעשות את זה.
Kaikov, I'm not waiting for number 11. I was waiting 9.
You're gonna beat for it, Rabbi.
How many boys we have? כמה בנים? 6 boys? What wow? And I didn't get sandak. What wow? Why are you telling wow? Why I didn't get that one sandak? 6 times I'm waiting to know. And you're telling me wow? What wow?
Rabbi, you're alive.
I'm sorry. I'm alive. I'm alive. Forever, Rabotay. We are alive. Baruch Hashem. Ladies and gentlemen, we start. Today I'm going to start with a chidush, a unique chidush that I heard Shabbat, and I was dancing about it. Out of respect to Emmanuel and his families, I will give them a chidush that he's going to dance, not only now in each one of you, until the rest of the year, and maybe forever. If you're going to know this chidush, listen to this. You know, they said, and we spoke about it once, Rabbi, we spoke about how important it is to do kiddush when? You remember once we gave a whole lecture about doing kiddush. When is the best time to do kiddush? No, you don't remember? Why?
Friday night?
Who said? Badanov. One Badanov in the end, one Badanov in the beginning. We cover everything. Now, Badanov said Friday night. Friday night is the most important time to say Kiddush. By the way, no, this is a different point. No. In Chabad, in Ashkenaz, in Hasidim, even children next to the parents, they do Kiddush. Every child is doing Kiddush. You have 10 children above Bar Mitzvah, all of them is doing Kiddush. Not married, they do Kiddush. Friday night, the Gemara said, anyone that do Kiddush on Friday night, become a partner with the Almighty God. נעשה שותף של בורא עולם במעשה בראשית. Avner, if you want to become a partner of God and the creation of the world, even if somebody invite you to Shabbat, you know what you do? You said, no offense, can I do my own Kiddush? Do not skip Kiddush Friday night. Friday night, when you do Kiddush, you consider to be what? A partner of God. Now, to become a partner is much greater from becoming a child in a certain ways. Because child, as much that you love him, how many times your children ask you certain things that you always say yes? Most of the time we say, he asks you for candy, he asks you for this, he asks you for shoes, he asks you for phones. Abba, can you buy me a new phone? You say no. Most of the time when they ask you something, you say no, even though, listen, you say no because you love them, but you say no. Can you say no to your partner? If your partner wants to do something, can you say no? This is his money. He can do whatever he wants, right? So a partner, in a way, in a certain area, is much stronger from being a son. Moshe, listen to this. He was once...
But don't partners have to decide together?
With your own money? After, no, I'm talking about the money that you get. The money that you get, you share. And by made you have to, but you have much more power, even though that you have to decide together, you have much more power to influence the opinion of your friends. A son cannot push his father, especially in our community that we respect the parents too much. Bani and Rabbi, Baruch Hashem, Kibud Horim is the greatest mitzvah. We don't argue with the parents. Abba says something, we follow. Now, a partner, how many times you have argument with partners and you push to one direction and he pushed another direction? But being a partner, you have a power to influence. If this is so, it was once a rabbi, Cham Kaikov, you can know the story. It was once a rabbi, Rabbi Shushan shared it. Beautiful. It was once, it deserved to be mentioned. It was once a rabbi that he had a person that he made money. He had maybe $1 million in cash in his bank account. It's nice, but it's not a lot of money. $1 million is not a big money. The rabbi came to him and he said, listen, now the guy is open every Shabbat he open. He doesn't want to close the store. How can you convince the guy to close the store? He doesn't want to close. He came to Shiur Torah, nothing. What do? Listen to how brilliant the rabbi was. The rabbi came to him and said, Moshe, I see ahead a great future ahead of you. You're going to become, not 1 million, you're going to become a whale. Not a shark, a whale. You know, a 1 million is considered to be fish. Today 1 million is nothing. You know, 5 to 10 or 15 million, you're already sharks. 50 to 100, well. He said, this year you're going to be a whale. He said, what did I have to do, Rabbi? How can I be rich? His eyes is open like this. What can I do? The rabbi told him, listen, I'm going to give you advice. I want to become your partner. The guy said, wow, Rabbi, the big rabbi, the biggest rabbi in New York want to become my partner? Tomorrow. What did I have to do to make you a partner today? But I don't know if I'm coming and ask you. He knew you. Today, Rabbi. He came in, but the rabbi told one condition. We have to bring a lawyer. This is not a joke. We are partners. He said, okay. He brought a lawyer. He said, Rabbi, the lawyer sitting down, how many percent you want? So the rabbi said, I'm not greedy. I don't have big eyes. Partnership, 15%, 1-5. 15% only. The guy said 50%. And Rabbi, you're going to pray for me all day long. And you're going to study Torah for me all day long. And all the Shiur Torah that you give in Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, it's all that filot, all the daf yomi, everything is mine. He said, yes. Rabbi, 15%. They signed the contract, they signed it. 2 witnesses. 2 witnesses after they signed. The rabbi stood up, they took the copy. Now we have a proof that he's legally partners. He said, now you're going to have to close on Shabbat. He said, why? He said, because if you divide 100% to 7 days, how much is every day? 15%. My percent, I want to be close. Can you tell him no? Can you tell him no? Before he give him lecture, speech, Shabbat, nobody Shabbat. My business. Now he become his partner. You cannot say no to partner. My 15%, I can do whatever I want. Becoming a partner of God, you can force God to give you whatever you want. Anything you want. So what do you have to do? So listen to this. Why when you do Kiddush on Friday night, this Friday everybody here is going to do Kiddush. It's so important. What is so unique? You're going to hear something that you're going to jump. You know the same way that you get in $10,000 profit? You're smiling all day long. Hashem, Melech, Hashem. When I get Kiddush Torah, when I get something inside that I never want, when I get something that excites me, and 4 o'clock in the morning I'm singing, Hashem, Melech, Akadosh Baruch. Why is it okay to dance over money, and it's not okay to dance over Torah? Why when I'm dancing, everybody look, Rabbi, strange. Why you dancing? Why you smiling? When you're happy, when you're making money, why I'm asking you, you're strange? So the same way David HaMelech said, Tov li Torah picha, me'alfei zahav v'chesef. God, your Torah is better from all the money in the world, and all the diamonds and all the gold. Nothing is equal. I want you, gentlemen, ladies, I want you to leave this class, to taste the taste of Torah, to enjoy when you study, to enjoy when you keep Shabbat, to enjoy when you put the tefillin, not to be stuck with Shabbat, to look Shabbat like enemies. You see, it was a rabbi, one of the biggest rabbi in America. What's the name of the biggest rabbi in America? Alachawa. What's the name? Rabbi Moshe Feinstein. Anyone here that doesn't know, consider to be ignorant. Rabbi Moshe Feinstein is the biggest names in United States history. From the time that Columbus discovered America, Rabbi Moshe Feinstein was the biggest rabbi in Halacha. Now, he had 2 students. Both of them had 10 children. One of them, all his children left religion. None of them stay religious. All of them went off the derech. The other guy, all of them is religious. Charedim, mitpalelim, connected, study Torah. You know, people start to claim, I don't understand, Rabbi, this is your student. How come this guy, all his children left religion, went off the derech, and this guy, all his children religious? They are both religious, they are both Charedim. What exactly? Listen to what Rabbi Moshe Feinstein said. You know what's the difference? 50 years ago, if you've been in America, today everybody can keep Shabbat. There's no problem to keep Shabbat. No problem to close the business in Shabbat. Sometimes it's even embarrassment to open it. In 47, if you open the store in Shabbat, everybody look at you like a goy. You feel embarrassed because everybody is closing. But it was a time 50 years ago that nobody fired you because of discrimination. But if you didn't work in Shabbat, you never had a job. The condition in the jobs, it was you have to work in Shabbat. You're not working, no problem, you don't have a job. These 2 guys, religious, went in to find a job. They find the jobs. Friday, they came in and they said, listen, we cannot work. I said, okay, you're just being fired. Both of them got fired, and both of them got fired for the sake of God, for keeping Shabbat. One of them came home, and his face is Tisha B'Av. I look like he's going to jump from the Verrazano Bridge, from the Brooklyn Bridge. I always said, if you jump from Brooklyn, from Golden Bridge. You finish it right. You're going in, you make selfie, you see the view of Los Angeles, California, America, and then you finish. Don't finish it from Brooklyn Bridge. There's no life, you know. Don't finish nice. Now, this guy looked like. It can be dangerous. It's life. We are alive. Okay. Now, I'm only, it's only jokes, gentlemen. Now, this guy looked depression. I had no food for Shabbat. The children look at him. Abba, what exactly happened? Don't ask, because of Shabbat. Only because of Shabbat we have no business. The whole week is depressed. The whole month is depressed. The whole year is depressed. Now, the children looked at the father, and they saw him being religious and losing money, but depressed. So they made 1 + 1. What? Religious bring depression. Who want to be depressed? All of them left religion. The other guy got fired for Shabbat. He came in and he told the mother, call all the children, call them. Take ice cream outside, take ice cream. What exactly happened? You win the lottery. Shh. Secret, I have to tell you secret. All the children, ice cream. He said, give them watermelon to make beracha, borei pri adama. Give them grapes, ha'etz. Give them cookies, cakes. They eat, they start to give him oshpedu, osevu. He start to dance. Shalom, man. He said, Abba, today is Wednesday. Why are you singing? He said, he said, don't worry, I'm going to tell you in a second. They looked at him and said, Abba, what exactly happened? He said, I don't understand. I just got fired because of Shabbat. What a zechut we had that we sacrifice our job for the sake of God and He's dancing. They saw a father that is broke, but a happy man. Children want to be happy. Children doesn't want to be rich. They think, you know why children is after money? Because they think that money will lead them to happiness. So they think that a good car is going to give them, and a good watch. This is what we teach them. But children do not care about money. If you're going to give a child $100 or a lollipop, what is he going to choose? You're going to give him $1,000 or a lollipop. What is he going to choose? You know how many lollipop you can buy in $1,000? The whole store of lollipop. No, but children doesn't figure out. I need lollipop now. I want to be happy now. When he's a religious man, you come in home in Shabbat and you're singing and dancing. Your child look at you and say, wow, this is what religious. I want to be religious. I want to follow my father's footsteps. But if he see you putting tefillin and making sour face, like Rahmat Kunav, God forbid, somebody die. It's like you're an avel, you're a mourner. Why are you putting tefillin? I don't know, I got stuck with this tefillin. I got stuck in the synagogue. I got stuck in life. I got stuck here, I got stuck. Who want to be stuck? The first message is, be happy. If this is so, I will teach you today why Shabbat. Chamkaikov, listen to this. Mordechai, listen well. You see, people think that creation was easy. When we read in the Torah, the 6 days of creation look like, the first 6 days, creation was fast. God created, it was smooth, and the end of the week, it was Shabbat, right? This is what everybody here in the room believe, that the creation of God was smooth, right? It was no problem. Anyone can figure out if it was any problem in the 6 days of creation? When is the only problem that we had? When is the only problem that we have? When? Beautiful. When Adam made the sin, it's the only problem. Except that 6 days is smooth. I will teach you today that every day was a mistake. Every day God had obstacles. Nothing went smooth. From the first day until the 6 days, it was always balagan. One word. The creation was balagan. Balagan. A mess. I will teach you that. The first day, what God created in the first day? Light. Tell me, when God created light, God created light. Let us be a light. Tell me, the sun was exist or not? No. Which day the sun came? Wednesday. So what's mean light? Which light? If there's no sun, which light? Which light was? There's no sun.
He separated light.
Ladies and gentlemen, the light was unusual light. It was a holy light. God made the most beautiful and the strongest light in the world. He created in the first days. He realized that the light is too holy. You know what he did? He took it away and he put it in a safe deposit. He kept it at tzaddikim la'atid level. Only righteous people in the world to come, or when Mashiach is going to come. Meaning the first day was already a mistake. What's the mistakes? He created something and he took it away. Beautiful, right? This is the first obstacle in the first day. When exactly we can see this light during the year? Once in a year. When exactly we can see it? Emmanuel, you can answer these questions. Being Talmid Chacham. And which days in a year we can see this light? Once in a year. Chacham Geiko, which days?
First night of Pesach.
No.
Last night of second night of
Hanukkah. Hanukkah for the 8 days. They always ask you to look in the light, sitting down for half an hour, look in the light. What do you have to see in the light? I see people like this. They move their eyes, moving at light, jumping. Suddenly the wife, usually she look at you, she focus. After Hanukkah, she's not focusing anymore. My husband, where are you? Why? Because their eyes become like a light. What is this? Why are you looking in the light? You know what the sages said? According to the Kabbalah, this light represents Oreganus. Oreganus is the hidden light. That light, once in a year only. Now, second days. What God created the second days? Gentlemen, fast. What God created in the second days? For the Rav, we are in different parasha. We are in Mitzrayim. How do you get here? Mishpatim already. We finished the Torah. Why are you going back? What beautiful. Mrs. Barayev said the water, out of respect to Avner. She was right. Avner will sponsor the dinner for his wife, and they're going to go out with Be'ezrat Hashem. I got you dinner, Mr. Barev, you see? You're welcome. Avner, be generous. Listen to this. God created, He didn't only create the water. The world was full of water. What God did? Separation. He separated between the lower water to the upper water. What exactly happened? Balagan. You know what the balagan? Machloket. The lower water complained, God, why you put us down and not up? We want to be up. We want to be close to you. Fight, and the second day is already fight. Balagan. Any person that come to the world on Monday, either is going to be Talmid Chacham that like to argue, or either is going to be a Janganuzi. One of them. You know, when people doing Janganuzi, if you're going to check in the calendar, they came to the world Monday. We're gonna get.
Sorry, the second day the sky was created.
No. Second day it was created division between Mayim and Yonim to Mayim. Machloket. Argument between the water above. You see, the water above is the rain and everything else. The water under is the sea, the ocean, jacuzzi, sauna, all this balagan is the water under. Now, we divide between the water up. Okay. Number 3. Emmanuel, what exactly happened in number 3? God creates cash. Cash. Anything to do with cash. What do they have to do cash on Tuesday? What do they have to do cash?
Land.
No. Land.
Trees.
The tree. The first time that somebody didn't listen to God, it was not on Fridays. Friday is the second times. Tuesday is the fourth. Sunday, God already made something that He had to take away. Monday, Janganuzi, Machloket. Tuesday, Balagan, look at the creation, nobody knew it. Tuesday, suddenly, God is telling the tree, it's pri or sepri. Meaning, you have to create the tree and the fruit in the same taste. This is the grapes. This is the etz. Right? This is the, whatever, bench. Bench, how do you call it? Branch, right? Avner, can you eat the branch? Can you eat the branch? I love it. Monday for sure. It was good, but you see, watch out. Rabbi was good. It was good. You respond, Avner, he responds smart, brilliant, and he responds, well, you have protection. Restaurant for Rabbi and his wife also. Avner, what's a restaurant? Yes. Now, you see, you cannot. The commandment of God, when God asked the tree to make a tree, is that this one and this one will be exactly the same taste. And you can eat both of them. What did the tree did? Etz or sepri. He decides on his own not to listen to God. He creates a branch and he creates a fruit. Not in the same taste. He said, if I'm going to create both of them in the same taste, what's going to happen? Nothing is going to be left. So we have to create something that the tree was always going to exist. So he came with his own opinion against the will of God. Tuesday, already somebody is not listening. Wednesday. What exactly happened on Wednesday? God created the sun and the moon. Balagan. Second machloket. What is the machloket?
The moon to the sun. The same sun.
The moon is coming to God and said, who is the leader? Who is the leader? Why we have the same side? Why we both light? Why we both shining? I am the main driver, or he is the main driver? Like a husband and wife that always fighting. Who is the one in control? Most of our fight is really who is in control. If you're going to check the source of all the fight between husband and wife is, who is in control? Who is running the show? The moon or the sun?
If you're Bukharian, it's no machloket.
If you're Arab, it's a different story.
Okay. Silence is golden. But this is the fight. Now, what God did? God said, you know what, moon? You come to complain? Shrink the moons. He gave stars, but still he shrink it. Meaning, balagan. Number 5. What exactly happened in number 5? What God created in number 5?
The bird.
The fish.
Fish and birds.
And in the fish, he created the biggest fish that exists. How do you call this biggest fish? The whale. The whale, he had a wife. His wife was big like him. You know how big was the whale? The Gemara said that the whale was 30% of the whole world. 30%. One whale. Now, his wife, another 30%. This is before pregnancy.
The ocean ain't big enough for the both of us.
Imagine as if 9 months, she's going. Now, the wife of the whale, she put this balagan that the woman put in the eyes, and she looked at the husband, she's doing him. Hatan vekala. I want to get married with you. Balagan. I want to do Jaganuzi. Now, the whale got excited, and he want to come back, he want to come too close to his wife. But God saw it, God said, hello, it's a mistake here. Why? If he's 30% and she's 30%, they're going to bring another child 30%. The world is complete. What God did, he put salt in the wife of the whale, and he preserved it לעתיד לבוא for tzaddikim in the time of Mashiach. Meaning he killed the wife, because the wife is the only one that can provide more children. This way is not going to be more children. Do you see that? Thursday God creates. And he had to take something that he created away in order that the world. Friday, everybody knows the balagan. God created Adam and Eve, and 1 hour later, they made a sin. Do you see what exactly happened? 6 days of creation, 6 days of obstacles. Nothing went smooth. What I'm telling you, you will never hear in any other place. Except the BJCC at Minatot floor. The place to be. Be'emet, you're so lucky that you came here tonight to the shiur. Now, why is it important for us to know? That even though God was full of balagan the whole week, when God came to Shabbat, what did he say? Vainafash. He rested. He was relaxed. He was happy. Nothing influenced him from the 6 days of balagan to Shabbat. Shabbat came. Any person that come to Shabbat and he's doing Kiddush, and he's happy, and he's relaxed, and he's singing, Shalom Aleichem, Malachem. Or he's standing, he's looking at his wife, and he's doing this way, and he's singing, not to look in your mother pictures, to look in your wife. Don't look and don't make balagan. Some people, they put the big pictures in the wall with the mother. No. To look in your wife and to say Eshet Chayid. You know what? And to be relaxed and not to have influence of business. Do you know what exactly happened to you? You become partner with the Almighty God. And you know what's the privilege of being a partner? Anything you want next week, you will receive. Money-wise, health, happiness, shalom bayit, customer, briut, arichut yamim, good news, whatever you need. A business deal that got stuck. You thank God in Shabbat and Saturday night. My partner, please, I demand, Boshet Salamat, I demand that this business deal, this house will be sold. That I'm not asking, I'm a partner. A partner have power. You know that a partner have power? There was once a daughter of one of the big rabbis of tzaddikim. I don't remember really his names. I don't know, maybe the Rabbi Meruzhin, the Ruzhin Rebbe. His daughter came to him when her grandchild fighting for life. She said, Babo, how come you don't fight for your own grandchild's life? Why are you not fighting for it? Why are you so quiet and you're not praying? Listen to the answer that the rabbi gave her. A brilliant answer. He said, my dear daughter, I'm going to teach you something. How many people is bringing a child to the world? How many people is bringing a child? Two. Only 2 people? The Gemara said 3. Who is the 3?
It's not people.
No, how many partners? I'm sorry, how many partners? The right people. How many partners bringing?
Husband, wife, and children.
Husband and wife and God. Beautiful, right? 3. 3 partners. How many percent each one of them have?
33.
Beautiful. The rabbi told her, listen, as long that you and your husband do not agree that this child will leave this world, God have no choice by living here life. Because you are two against one. Partnership cannot go against. No, this is the Rabbi Morozhin. I was crying when I saw it. You know how many times when I see parents that fighting for their children's life, and they come to me and say, Rabbi, what exactly we can do? Very simple. Pray to Hashem all day long, you and your wife, and do not even agree that this child will live in this world. God have no choice. Because two override one. You're not coming to him like children anymore. You're coming to him like a partner and majority partners. Majority. You are 66% against 33. God, you're right. But we have majority. When you keep Shabbat, when you do Kiddush, when you rest, when you're happy in Shabbat, when you don't argue, when you don't fight, when you don't give business that happened last week to influence your Shabbat, you know what exactly happened? You become what? A partner of God. The same way that God had 6 days of balagan, 6 days of obstacles, and he came to Shabbat and rest. The same ways. Tell me, was worthy to come tonight or not?
Yeah.
Now I know that you're going to do Kiddush. What a Kiddush. Your wife is going to tell him, your husband will tell him, move aside, move. I'm going to become partner of God. Listen to the partner, listen. Now you have to listen to me because I'm not anymore your husband. I'm not anymore a son of God. I am a partner of God. Kavod. Give me kavod. Every time I'm walking, you have to stand up. Now you're talking to the partner of God. You're going into business with different attitude. You're not going in like a sardine, like a fish. You're going in like a whale. What's the size of the whale? 30% of the world.
Without your wife. Without your wife.
Without you. Don't go there. 9 children already conquered the whole world. If this is so, I'm going to touch the topic of today. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Everything was only introduction to the topic. Yes, I know. If last night we spoke 2 hours and 45 minutes, tonight I will do it my children. If this is so, listen to this. Today is few tips, few advice. I don't know if we're going to match the whole 10, but we're going to try to give as many advice, as many tips for education of children, and I believe that these tips apply also for Shalom Bayit. Slowly we're going to touch a little more detail-wise how to deal with children, how to convince children to go to sleep, from smaller request to big request of having children going off the derech, how exactly we have to deal with them. With the Shem help, we're going to touch a little more education and nachat and joy from our children. Because if there's anything important in our life, it's our children. Ask every parent, why are you working for your children? Why you came to the world for my children? Every parent have dreams to see children succeed in life. Even more succeed from them. The Gemara said, a rabbi and a father never jealous in their own children or students. Why? Because you want them even to be more rich and more successful and more rabbi. But if your son is going to become a rabbi, are you going to feel bad? You know what you're going to tell him? You don't have to go to collect money. Abba is going to build you the building. Mazi yeshiva, kapara, a whole street, yeshiva, 500 students. Muna Badalov, find the place, Muna Badalov. Oh shit. Emmanuel, are you going to be jealous if your child is going to become one of the biggest rabbis in our community? The opposite, right? This is the truth. If we're doing everything, I'm going to give you a few tips for children. The first one is, in life between a husband and wife, and between parents and children, is not what you said, is how do you say it. I told you that many times. It's so important the way that you solve something. You can put food and a dirty plate. You know, sometimes, you know what's the difference between a husband and a wife when they're washing dishes? Do not ever send your husband to wash dishes. Because he's making a favor. He put water in it like this. With the hand. He doesn't even put the sponge. Not the scotch, not the sponge, nothing. A wife, it looks like an enemy. She scraped it like this. 20 minutes. It came cleaner from the beginning. You know what's the difference? The difference is a wife. After 1 week, the plate disappeared. Every time she took 10%, 10% home. 10 days later, you have to buy more dishes. A husband, the plate can exist 200 years, Baruch Hashem. Only water passed to him. And after that, he put more food. And he said, what do you want? It's clean. Now, if you put in food, vegetable or food in a dirty plate, What embarrassment is that? It's embarrassment. It's not what you solve, it's how do you solve it. It's not what you tell your wife. I will give you an example. Listen to this. It's all when you put, I don't know if you know Hebrew so well, but it was a woman that wrote to the husband, Tizrok et apach zevel. Now it depends where you put the dot. One way to put the Tizrok et apach, throw the garbage, and then you put that zevel, meaning new garbage, refer to the husband. The husband may be upset. Or the other way is, Tizrok et apach zevel. Please, my husband, can you throw the garbage? So, another example. Listen to the example. It was a son that sent, he went in, I'm talking about years ago, he went into Israel for the yeshiva. And his father lived in America. The whole time, the only way to talk is either fax or either, how do you call it, mail. He sent a letter to his father. His father was an ignorant man. He didn't know how to read. So he gave it in to this guy. The guy is reading it. Abba, give me money. I need it. What the chutzpah? He didn't say hello. He didn't say, my dear father, I love you. What the? He didn't send him a penny. 1 month later, again another letter. But this time, the guy that was there in the mailbox was not there. It was a woman over there. She know how to read. He said to give it. So she looked. She said, Abba, please, give me money. I really need it. The guy started to cry. He said, wow, my son, what a chutzpah. I didn't give him money last time. What's the difference?
The woman read it.
How do you solve it?
The money.
You see, you come to your wife and you say, please, give me breakfast. You're going to see breakfast and pictures in Facebook. She will send you pictures in Facebook or TikTok. Okay, all these things she's going to send you pictures. Talk to me in TikTok. TikTok me. Selfie. Do a selfie at breakfast. Today people is going to restaurant, they make selfie. The whole world have to know what they eat. What did they care what you eat? No, the whole world. But if you come to your wife and you wake up in the morning and you say, Jonam Bazam, Jonam, my beloved wife, you're the greatest gift that I have. אין עלייך, אין. מה דלק ממנו? Can we sit together and eat breakfast? מה זה breakfast? She will make you sunny side up, sunny side down, Shakespeare with love. She's going to make you cappuccino, mochaccino, everything you want. She's going to bring you breakfast on the bed. She's singing. אין על מה יעשה, השם ינך, השם בעלך.
No, my husband is the partner of Hashem.
You're good. Up there, it's good. My husband is a partner. I'm going to show the partner of God. I love it. It was good. This is one. You see, when you're dealing with your children, Shlomo HaMelech made one of the most difficult books that exist. The Book of Mishlei. Book of Mishlei is a book full of rebuke. For some reason, this book was so easy to swallow. Do you know why? Every statement starts, my son, Beni, im chacham libcha, samach libi gam ani. My son. How many times you hear rabbis? My dear brothers and sisters. When Yaakov Avinu came to this Lavan, what's the first thing that he saw? He saw these people that stealing money. These people that had zero respect, and Yaakov Avinu come to rebuke them. Who are you, a Jew that come from no one, come to rebuke us? How come they didn't kill him? You know what the Gemara said? Because he was using one word. You know what's the word? Achai, my brother. A minute that you tell in a person, my brother, my love, my son. When you're coming in to rebuke your son, you have to use the right word. The first advice in education of children, the first advice in Shalom Bayit is to do what? Is not how to say it. Is not what to say, is how do you say it. You have to be very careful the way that you put, the way that you represent something to him, to bring it with love. Second, how that this woman, she saw the husband, she saw the child being behaved, it's not bad. She looked at the child and she said, my dear son, you're such a genius. You're a brilliant human being. What you did, it was not you. It's Yetzer Hara. You are perfect, but Yetzer Hara, we have to fight him. Don't listen to you. You see what she did? She flipped it. She didn't tell him you are stupid. She didn't tell him you are tipesh, you are ganav, you are a thief, you are a liar. How many times when I was trying to make us upset, you're liars. You call me a liar. I'm going to prove it to you. What's the meaning to be liars? Gentlemen, the way that we represent our children, the way that we transfer message, we have to be very careful. Second one is Pinuk. Many of us came from a very difficult life. And you know what we're trying to do? We're trying to avoid our children to have the same. What do? I will do everything for my children. I will fix the bed for them. I will put the food. I will clean after them. Ladies and gentlemen, spoiled creates a monster later on. How that Shlomo Melech said, Chotzech shifto, soneh beno. I one time came into us. I used to live in Kiryat Menachem. It was my neighbor on the 4th floor. Thank God, it was very well seated, money-wise. And his own daughters, even though he had enough money, his own daughters was washing the floors of the buildings. It's a building, tradition in Israel. Every day some different neighbor in charge of washing the whole stairs. You know, sponge. They have somebody that's washing.
To mop the floor.
One time I came to him and I said, Mr. So-and-so, shame on you. I'm not counting how much money you have, but you have enough money to buy the building in cash. What is this embarrassment? Your daughter is going to wash the... What is that? You're missing money? I mean, you need donation? He said, Rabbi Vaknin, do you think that I'm doing it because I have no money? I want to teach my own daughters, money doesn't fly in the air. From young age, they have to sweat. To teach our children responsibility, to wash dishes. Ima is not a slave. It's nice that you're going to teach you boys and you girls, even you boys. Because one day they're going to get married and the wife will be pregnant. Or, especially in our generation, that we have all this movement of women rights. Women rights doesn't mean only the women have rights. Women deserve to have rights in our generation. You know why? Because she brings 50% of the salary. When in Bukhara, no offense guys to you guys, that you like to eat the whole cakes. You want your wife to bring money and to act like Bukhara. You cannot jump from both. Either you walk in and you are the only one that brings, and then your wife will cook, will clean, will wash, or either she's working and you are half and half in the house. This is the rule of the Rambam, not my rule.
The woman is 100%.
Clean house or dirty house?
What's this?
The guy's in Kolo.
This is different. This is dedication of God. And a guy in a calling know how to become a partner. Just the opposite. You don't have to teach him that. His wife doesn't even have to ask. They teach them in the kollel how to become a mensch, how to come and help. Gentlemen, you have to teach your own children from young age. Ima is not a slave. It's not the job of Ima to clean your room. You wake up, you fix your bed. Don't let your children be spoiled because you had a little difficult life. If you need to go to psychology, go to psychology. But don't let your future children need a psychology later on because they are spoiled children. The second mistake that all of us is doing is we spoiled our children unlimited. Anything. I saw a guy, every child he bought 3 carriages. What do you need 3? I saw a guy in our community made a celebration for his own child birthday, 3 years old. He doesn't even know what is his name. The child is looking like this, driving in the most luxury car. This car outside costs $1 million. Over there is a plastic car, this car that driving, this is what the father and his nonsense. He spent $50,000 and Balajo and all the friends for Yom Holedet 3 years old. Lost it completely. That children is a dangerous children to the world. A spoiled children is a dangerous children. They have no rules, no regulations. Chosech, shifto, soneh beno. Shlomo HaMelech used very tough word. You don't educate your child, you hate him. No, you don't a good father. You are the worst father exists. You are the worst mother exists. No, children have to have education. You can do it in a nice way, like we said before. You can say my son, my jonam, my love, my sweetheart, whatever you want to call him. But you have to do it. You have to teach your children certain rules and regulations. Disciplined. This is the right word. Disciplined. You see, in life, this is one of the ways that the Torah is teaching us. We see a child, a Jewish child, is going to eat. What do you have to do? No? Before bracha? Before washing hand? Thank you. Before thank you, Ima? Thank you, Abba? Before thank you, partner of God? What else? No. Check if the food is kosher. Right? You forgot this one. You're going out. You see, my children are going out to a mall and they see ice cream. Abba, this ice cream is kosher. They don't ask if this is if you can eat. This ice cream is kosher. You said no? Nothing. How can a child stop himself? And a regular child, if you see ice cream, you're already on the floor. AKG, they need 911. He's fainting. And they know how to do it. They make it a scene, and everybody look at you like you are a bad father. What the hell, father? We're gonna call child abuse. We're gonna call him because you said no to ice cream. It was one family. This rabbi, what's his name? In the second, we'll remember. I heard it from this rabbi. He's amazing. He said it was a family in Bnei Brak, 16 children. Do you know what's the benefits of having 16 children? Torah is teaching you discipline. You're doing kiddush. Not only that, you have to wait for the beracha. Shalom aleichem, and then eshet chaim. And some people said bar yochai. You know, some Sfaradim, they had bar yochai another 5 minutes. And the son, the children, the back and the are getting closer and closer. They need to eat. And then the father is doing kiddush. Now, after the father, who is drinking? The mother. After the mother?
Oldest, the youngest.
After the oldest, the next. The guy had to wait 18 stops. And you know how much yoga he did? Oh, he sitting down like this. Why? You have to wait 5 minutes only to pass through the wine. Disciplined. From young age, the Torah is teaching us. What a beautiful Torah. Number 3. To be clear in what you said. To be clear. The message have to be clear. I will ask you. How come? Listen to the scenario. The scenario is like this. How come when they have a closet, Coca-Cola closet, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, whatever you put, and you tell your child, do not touch the Coca-Cola. A minute later, you open the Coca-Cola, you see children, a minute that you're not in the kitchen, it's moving automatically. The leg is moving, he's taking the Coca-Cola and drinking. And when you have a closet of bleach, and the child is a closet of electric or gas, and you tell your child no, the child will never touch it. How come? Did you ever ask yourself?
You're serious with the word.
A child can differentiate it if you know is no, or if you know is yes. Don't touch the Coca-Cola, but nothing happens if you're going to touch it. But when it's coming into a fire, whoa, do not touch the fire! You're going to... Why you can see the pressure that's coming out from your eyes?
You can see the fire.
Be clear in your message. Do not give double message to a child. Confusing messages, confusing children.
But if a kid won't understand?
What is it?
A kid won't understand. If
No, the children are there, depends on which age. I'm not talking about one. In the age of a child that understands, from 4 or 5 years old, a child is able to understand and to see.
A 2-3-year-old.
Depends in which age. Already 2 years old, a child understands when he said no, is no. He understands that when he said no, is no. Yes. He can verify, depends how you said, and depends in the way, the expression of the face. Number 4. Use opportunity. Use opportunity meaning any opportunity that you have between a husband and wife to spend together. You're coming back home and have this tradition. You have 10 minutes. Take your wife out. The children sleeping. Use opportunity. You're coming back home and you sit with your children. They're coming back. Instead of being busy on your phone, put the phone away and call each one of your children 7 minutes. 7 to 10 minutes. Rabbi Lassie is the one, yes. Beautiful. Deserve to mention his names. Rabbi Lassie made it beautiful. You know, you bring your child grab opportunity, and every moment you have. I'm doing it short. Number 5. Laakov. You know what I mean, Laakov? Laakov is Israel style. Anyone here know what's the difference between El Al and any other airline? How do you know where is your El Al, where is your Delta,
When is
American?
no line?
Israeli.
When is no line?
The
There's no
attitude.
stand on line.
Shabbat. Attitude.
One of them have line, the other one is pyramid. You know which one is pyramid? El Al. Nobody can stand in line. Everybody cutting each other. This is, how do we call it in Hebrew? Laakov. Laakov meaning to skip the line. We are an expert of skipping the line. Israelis by nature, we cannot see lines. We see lines and, no, my father is in the beginning. Your father, Ahmad Kunam, passed away 20 years ago. Which your father? Your father is already in Olam Haba. Which line is he? He's in the line in Gan Eden. Which line? No, he's in the line. You see? Moreover, Rabotai, I will tell you this one. Laakov meaning, you have opportunity in Shabbat. If you want to teach something to your children, to share stories. If let's say your daughter didn't dress with tzniut, one way is to come to them and to say, listen, you're not, is another way, to your daughter, to your wife, or to your husband. You can share a message to a story, to a different topics, and let them understand it by themselves. A beautiful message. Read a story about tzniut. Read a story about not speaking during the tefillah. Read a story about Lashon Hara. And come to Shabbat and say, listen, like coincidence. Don't do it right away after she speaks it. Like coincidence. You know how many times, ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting phone calls from my husband before the shiur. I'm getting phone calls from a woman, from a wife before the shiur. Rabbi, please, can you speak this week about these topics? Now, even the woman doesn't realize that I'm speaking. Because I never start with the same topic. I start with different topics. And we move in, and then we get to the topic and we're coming out. And in the meantime, I give the message. The guy that needs to hear the message heard it. They don't be offended. They don't feel that I'm going direct against them. It was not the rabbi against me. They don't feel embarrassment. Behind the scenes. One of the ways to educate children, or to give message to a child or father, a wife or husband, not to go direct. Gvish Okef. You know what means Gvish Okef? A road, they have a center Gvish. How do you say Gvish?
Central, like detour.
No.
Like a
Gvish. How do you say Gvish?
Sidewalk.
street.
No, street. They have a street, and then they have detour, you call it? A detour. Meaning, I don't know, shortcut or...
Go around.
But you're going around. When you have a traffic, what did they tell you? Go from this. Why detours? Detour meaning you're going around. Not necessarily short, but maybe it's short because it's no traffic. But it's a way, it's always better to come in detours. Number 6. Akshava. A woman and a man, especially women. And children need you to listen to them. We're not really listening to our children. We're not really. We listen to the children, by the way. Sit down and listen to your children. Put the phone away. Repeat what your children tell you. Wow, in the school you got 80? Wow. You know what? One of the most excitement moments and respectable moment, I will call it a respectable moment. And I'm always impressed. One of my students, may God will give him a long life and unlimited success, was the owner of Children's Place. I'm still going to him at least once a week, or sometimes once a month, sometimes yes. And you know, when I'm coming into his office, he take pen and paper and he write everything that I said. Not only that he put his phone away, he doesn't answer nothing. Not only that he gives me full attention, he's the mother of well. He's not the well, he's the mother of wells. He's sitting down with pen and paper and he write everything that I said. Imagine yourself, you're sitting like this to your wife, and whatever she share with you, say, wow, באמת, they did you in the school like this and this? This is what's happening in the school? You're, well, now the guy's listening. How many times, ladies, your husband is listening, and a minute later, what did I say? I don't know, you spoke about the sun. You said maybe one word, sun. It was a sunny day, this is what I remember. He was busy in a whole completely different. Happened to all of us. We're not really listening. Listen to your children. Children and parent and wife and husband need to be listening. Need to be listening. Number 7. הוא היה אומר. הוא היה אומר, meaning, before you come to his children to tell them what to do it yourself. You tell a child not to smoke, don't smoke yourself. You tell a child not to eat Coca-Cola, not to drink Coca-Cola, it's bad for you. Do not drink Coca-Cola yourself. In my house, we don't have Coca-Cola in any soft drinks for the last 5 years. We have only, okay, because it's a diabetes reason, sugar reason, but we have only seltzer with different taste, and my children is okay with this, Baruch Hashem, thank God. Life is amazing, they're growing up, normal, and why do we have to give them so much poison? But we tell them, Coke is bad for you, and a minute later you see you outside, drinking a whole this food is good, bad for you, and a minute later. Do not contradict your actions.
What if it's
Action, how do you call it? Hypocrite. Not only that.
What if it's coffee or something you need?
coffee or a Gatorade?
This is different. It's not bad.
But if
It's
you
not
want
bad.
it.
A certain age, Coca-Cola, because of the diabetes, because of the sugar, and because of the chemicals. Coffee is not bad. Coffee,
It has caffeine. Kids don't have it.
yeah, but how much caffeine you drink? Once a day?
Yeah.
And it's not the age. That one you can explain them. Age-wise, is not good for you. Coca-Cola have nothing to do with age. Coca-Cola in any age will drink. Coca-Cola, a minute you give him the taste, he will drink only Coca-Cola. He will forget about the water, he will forget about anything. Any soft drinks.
But what if you have
Don't go
allergies?
details. I'm just telling you. Give him Coca-Cola. But don't tell him not to drink when you drink it. You want to hear the emet, even coffee. You tell him no coffee, don't drink coffee in front of his eyes. Do not tell him no when you drink it. Because this is what we call hypocrite. Don't contradict yourself in front of him. He might later on understand when he's going to grow up that coffee is age. My son understands. He never asked me coffee. They hate coffee in the young age. But in the same times, also in the young age, they will never ask you cigarette. You can smoke in the young age because, but the minute that they get to the age 15, 16, when this temptation of smoking is coming, you cannot anymore tell them not to drink coffee because caffeine, or not to smoke because of cigarette, because in that moment, you don't have any more value. It's not what you said, it's what you act.
What if someone has allergies or like a diet? There's certain
So
things kids
explain,
don't have.
my dear child, I'm doing it because I have allergies. Because the doctor recommended me to do it. This way you can say, you cannot do it. I'm doing it not because I want it, because I have allergy and it's good for allergy. A child is not foolish. He understands when you explain. Last but not least, and this is the most important, with this I'm going to end. תפילה, תפילה, תפילה. Ladies and gentlemen, חינוך ילדים, שלום בית, or anything I want in life, depends on one word, תפילה. Which part of the tefillah? I will tell you which part, and you're going to remember it from now until the rest of your life. And I'm doing it every day, every day. They have 2 or 3 times. I'm going to give you tonight twice. I believe that once we did it, I will do it once again. You see, ladies and gentlemen, you know what's Birkot HaShachar? Birkot HaShachar is when everyone that wake up is doing the morning blessing. One of the blessings is Birkot HaTorah. Birkot HaTorah meaning, before you start the Torah, Rabbi, you have to make berachot. The same way before you drink water, you're making shakol. Before you study. One of the blessings is the second blessing of Birkot HaTorah. והערבנה השם אלוקינו, את דברי תורתך בפינו, ובפיפיות עמך בית ישראל, והנה אנחנו וצאצאינו, וצאצאי צאצאינו. Listen to this. Please God, make the Torah sweet in our mouth. And make sure that our children and our grandchildren, when you say children, have in mind the name of all your children. When I say children, I have in mind. I have the mind of my 5 children. My brother Ronen, most likely take him 20 minutes, 9 names. And each name, each child, 2 names. So Baruch Hashem, 18. Some of them 3? Okay, no, but in this case, יש לך 3 שמות?
לא, בקייס שלי, בגללך לא היית מפריד, אז שמנו 3 שמות.
Okay, Baruch Hashem. Some people have 3 names. So then, but you have to mention, again, when you said וצאצאינו, what's it mean צאצאינו in English? Our children. וצאצאי צאצאינו meaning? Our grandchildren. This one, when you are Bobo, you have to mention all the names of your grandchildren. Bobosh. Yes. This is one. Second time, listen to the second times. In that tefillah, we said, Uva Letzion, go ahead, right? When exactly we said Uva Letzion? After Shacharit, in Shemona Esrei. We said after Shacharit, after Asher Bebetecha, with some. What did we say? אשר אנחנו ודברי אשר שמתם פיך לא ימושו The word of Torah that I gave you will never leave your mouth. Mipi zaracha, what's zaracha? Your children. And this moment have in mind the name of your children. Have in mind all the name of your children. Mipi zaracha, if you're babush, have in mind all your grandchildren. This is 2 places in the tefillah. Pray all day long for the education, because the education of children is miracles. I can give you tips all day long. I can teach you how to behave. Bottom line between you and me, it's all nice, but nothing will help you if not for God. Because our generation, 1 bad movies, 1 bad friends can ruin 20 years of education. So it's no tips and no secrets. The secret is to pray. To pray to Hashem that our children will be successful, that they're going to be accepted in Yeshiva. I want to end by saying thank you very much. Thank you very much for all of you for always coming. Thank you very much for Emmanuel and his wife. Almighty God will give you a long life and a healthy life for everything that you do in our community. And in my life personal, I do have to say thank you. Our Divrei Torah once again was Dilon Nishmat Eliyahu ben Berucha, Yosef ben Batya, וברוחו בת שרה, וגם אל מורבי מיכאל בן אסתר, פניר בת חפצי, רוח השם תכם בגן עדן, תהיה נשמתם צורה וצורה חיים. Please, I'm going to ask all of you to stand up. I'm going to do right now השכבה, yes. Please, come here. Okay. טוב שם, right now, טוב שם משמן טוב, ביום המוות ביום עבדו, המרחם על כל בריאותיו, הוא יכול שגמון לרחם, הנפש רוח ונשמה של האיש הכשר, שנפטר בשם טוב מן העולם, רחמת קונה, מול אליהו בן ברוחו, ויוסף בן בתיה, המרת, ברוחה בת שרה, הן וכל השרובים במים בכלל הסליחות, וכן יהי רצון ונאמר אמן. בגן עדן תהיה מנוחתם. רבי חנן בראשון אמר, רצה הקדוש ברוך הוא שקדוש ישראל לפניך בעולם טוב וטובות, שנאמר אדוני חפץ למען צדקו, יגדיל תורה וידיר קדיש. אמן. אמן. לא יודע. אמן. You can do it with the command. Amen.
Amen. עכשיו אנשים איתנו חברות אחרות יותר. מה הוא עושה?
אמן.
יש שלום על הפעם נשכח חיים, וסבל שם אמר שזו ארופה וסלו החפרה. ובבא הצלה שפויה ישראל אמן. ועושה שבירו שומר החמור יעשה שאומר רק פויה ישראל אמן. אמן.
ערבית, רבותיי, anyone want to stay? ערבית, please, ערבית.
והוא רקום.
סתם. 10 people ערבית, רבותיי.
והוא רקום יכפר עוון,
פעם ראשונה שאני אומר לך לא
ברוך אדוני המברך, ברוך אדוני המברך לירווה, אתה אדוני, אלוהים מלך העולם השני,
פעם שנייה. שהרגע לא ישמע, לא צעק אותה.
רבותיי, ערבית. אין מניין, איפה הוא?
Guys, we need מניין.
6 people, 7 people, אין לה.
ברוך אתה אדוני מלך העולם השני. אמרנו יום ולילה,